Energy reading. Please only take what resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. Don't stress. Burning Palo Santo. So we've got positive energy because all I can hear is when the player gets played. So then the player gets played, guys. Let's take some out of this big bag. Let's see what we've got. Do this bit differently. Let's see how it goes. So it says, born in the 70s. So they was born in the 70s. Take this all as it resonates. They could be facing hardship, rare and evil discourse, while affluence, rares virtues and love. So they're going through those virtues of love. That's when you got to look when you was being bad. Go back into Sagittarius, gain higher knowledge, philosophical knowledge. They could be saying, this is bullshit, trying to meditate and they can't even get that clarity of mind because of course they've got no flipping balance because they regret. They didn't have that respect, self-respect, dignity because they wasn't connected to their spirit. They're in that 10 of Wands now, feeling that burdens because again in this higher clarity. 7 of Wands, that's because of the willpower and determination that people was putting in. They was loved, bombed. Self-esteem, while maintaining your temperaments of peace, love and harmony, as well as building stars, positive, supportive foundations for virtuous life. That's when you're growing. Looking at your legacy, encompassing emotions, connecting to the divine, interconnected, that omnipresence, having that wholeness when you get in the spiritual awareness, awakening, higher clarity, being able to have that discernment. That's when you're moving forward, looking at those firm foundations, those building blocks, when you're planting those seeds as small as a mustard seed, the Most High God said. You're nurturing it and caring it, making sure you're being positive, you're steadfast, you're organised, you're making sure that when you're doing it with care, you've got compassion, you're enabling to have an understanding of how to nurture specific things, because that's fulfilling a life, both spiritual and even practical, and that's dealing with that clarity, even for others. Take this all as it resonates. Because when you're in Jeremiah 15, you're looking at those devil energies, you're letting go. Higher clarity of mind. That's your approach, how you're letting people see you when you're out in public and you're gaining wisdom, caring, nurturing, providing. People to get have higher clarity, have discernment. Don't let anybody cause you stress because when you're going towards their new beginnings and you're looking at the community and you're steadfast because people always got a social awareness of you, it's either going to change you or you're going to be part of the destiny. It's going to make it be calmer because it's that doom and death, destruction, transformation. It's terminal fate. It's a tower of death for that renewal. Those distinguished from death to be able to detach, transform, awaken, revelations. Those for the sword, to the sword, to be able to speak the truth. That's when you're steadfast in salvation, Capricorn energy. Keep on moving forward, striving with that knowledge and wisdom. Get back in Sagittarius. Look at it from different perspectives, different religions, different backgrounds. Yeah, it's hard to meditate, to not hate. It's that captivity in the spiritual. That's looking at that blind or even born, even the fall kinds of destroying. That's like those swords, and when you have to connect to them, you have to awaken. That's you be able to speak, and that's looking at the divine judgment, and that's when you're connecting to that treasure box of your heart. It's that sword of truth. You're looking at the warfare and military when people are trying to block you and stop you and cause you conflict, and that's between two armies. It's conflict with various unrevealing political revivals. To be able to take what resonates, look at the physical. It's that battle within your mind, the spiritual. Is when you're connecting, those divine feminines and masculines are looking at that ancient Israel. That's looking at that command by you. It's spiritual to obtain respect, and that's when you're connecting to your spirit. You're looking at conflict between the good and the bad forces, and that's when you have to identify to be able to recognize, and that's understanding. That's understanding those sins, and that's looking at the forces from conflict. And then you have to look, because who was 7 or 1 in you with these forces? So you have to look at those forces, and this is going to be the sage of wands. And it's that forces like Satan, it's returning, it's a demand, and being fighting within yourself. It's aiming that spiritual lessons. It's like a dog of humiliation. It's like discerning those birds and its wild animals. You're looking at fire, it's generous, it's consumption of even unburied dwelling, completionist, it's alienation, complex destructions. You be like a psychic, even practical, because you've got that higher awareness. You're making towards your new life, clarity of mind, balance. You've got understanding, and they need that strength to be able to sacrifice on the city. That's that portion of deity, tutelary deity, connecting high. It's producer, it's sudden, and that's repentance of that specific city, region, or even those divine feminines and masculines, karmic cleansing. They're looking now because it's that city of honouring that portion deity through unique festiveness, worship, your worship, that oneness who provides divine gifts, favours, lessons, protection, Athena. For Athena's 3 protons, Rome, June, Minerva, and that's Jupiter. That's when you're having that high clarity awakening. When you're Mercury, you're looking at your mind, your internet, the way you're expressing, using your intuitions, connecting. Who was being wise? Who was blocking you when you was in that community? Who was not giving you that high clarity of mind for you able to be able to grow? That's when you have to honour that goddess of that wisdom, and that's looking at the strategicness. Those karmics was like Jupiter. They was trying to block. They were spiritually blocked, spiritually blind. Just reporting my seeds and repotting new plants. You everywhere else, but I feel your energy reflecting right back. So now they're in regret because they're feeling your energy. They can see you're part of that treasure chest. They be bad mind. So there's family members or friends, or there's masculines, feminines was bad mind, unstoppable runaway train. There was like an unstoppable runaway train running from their own emotions, their own thoughts. And now they could be looking back, observing you, having a social awareness of you. You could have a social awareness of this masculine. They could be having a social awareness of you. Steadfast, organized, connected. They could be connecting to their emotions now. They could be seeing it. Somebody had hidden powers and blocking feminine energy, having an awareness, putting spell work, trying to block you. That was you because you was unable to be able to create, get intuition, move. Now they're in their emotions. Take it all as it resonates. That's because you're unstoppable. They're saying they got love bombed. They're gaining this wisdom about you and your loyal heart. They could see you as that loyal heart. You're that true one, the divine one. They can say they was blocked in their emotions. You had that higher clarity. Now they could be looking back because they need nurturing. They were stuck in their low dense energies when they was communicating with the community, with the choices that they was making. They wasn't using their intuitions. Now they're looking like round and round I go. Where I stop, you will never know. And they have to be fair now because that's that karmic cycle, justice. So you're going to gain introspection about a family or friend, or they're looking at you, the way how you communicated, the way how they communicated in that community. They could have acted like they was a high priestess and blocking and stopping, speaking, doing spell work. That was Pluto, because that was when you're in them low dense energies and you're working alongside people and you're thinking that you're taking that leadership to take control, like where, what, why, when. They are blocked. They were stopped. They're looking now because you wasn't able to go towards your success. You look back, connected, use your high priestess energies, had that higher clarity. They was around a high priestess who was trying to block you. They could have thought that they had insight. They wasn't able to be able to block you. Your mind, that clarity, the relationship, your partner, they was trying to block because of the actions that they were stuck in, doing spell works, but they didn't understand about the fates to be able to take that action. You had that higher clarity. Family members, friends, insincere, there was not balance. They didn't have that open-minded. They was not fair. They was blocking, trying to fight you with a great force, taking great action, using magician skills. They didn't realize you had that higher clarity. You connected to the divine. You was able to use intuitions. You was like encompass karmic cycles. You was kept on. You was balanced. You had higher clarity. You had higher wisdom about things what was in the unknown and things that was not in the unknown, and the mindset towards money when you're in a childlike spirit and you're not caring and certain people are talking about you to block you, so stop you, so you're not unable to move forward, like you haven't got no inner strength and you ain't got that brave skills, and because they was idolizing you and your partner, even maybe the way that you spoke, you had that high wisdom and clarity. Take this all as it resonates. They was doing that with a great force, and now they're having stress. They may still be in respite. They may be thinking, oh my gosh, how can you be still moving forward? Because they was trying to block you, coming back, tail between their legs, broke like a joke, only care about what's others say. So they was only caring about other people, seeing that community. They was trying to act like they was brave and courageous and, you know, act controlling themselves. This Ace of flipping Cups, this Ace. They maybe wanted to move like they're an Ace of Cups, but they're flipping a Page of Cups. Remember, they're moving all in their emotions now because they're gaining higher clarity, because they're understanding, they're weak, they needing strength, because they was being idealistic, stuck golden calves. You're going to see they was doing certain things in the unknown. They maybe wanted to be able to come on this chariot now. They're going to let you know about these family members and friends. They maybe want to be able to come towards you because they need nurturing. 14, They're gaining introspection. This masculine, they could be using their hidden powers now and gaining that leadership skills to be able to come towards you. They could have been aggressive and direct and controlling, stubborn. Could have been a fire sign, Aries. Take it all as it resonates. Leo, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Now they're connected to their emotions, trying to be able to come with balance because they've got social awareness of you. Ten of Swords. So now they're feeling collapsed now because they're on that chariot. They're coming heartbroken. They're seeing they could have been Ten of Swords. You was in that childlike spirit doing certain things in the unknown. You're going to see the illusions to the confusions. They may be coming with these illusions towards you about improvement. They could be coming to say, oh, I'm gaining this awareness now. I'm traveling. I'm coming broken. Like, I'm collapsing. I'm stressed. I'm coming to give you this knowledge about the actions that these people took when they was rebelling against you. And I'm seeing they was proper steadfast to be able to block you and stop you. That was collapsing because they had the social. That was because you're mastering. They wanted to not block you from mastering. They couldn't be able to block you from mastering that higher awareness. They could be spiritually blocked. So they're coming towards you because they're spiritually blocked. They're in regret. Now they're looking now because they're looking because they're in emotions and I'm trying to gain this balance, and they're more in the emotions than they're on the ground. They've just got grounded because they're indecisive now, because I know my abilities to be able to make a decision hurts you, and they're seeing that reciprocity. They maybe want to be able to come and give you this balance now because they're connected to their emotions. But remember, they've still got habits, so you're aware. They may be feeling that they've got missed opportunities. They may be coming and it's missed opportunities that didn't act when they should have. They're having that revelations now. They wasn't improving because of all the spiritually blind, spiritually blocked, stuck to the old low dense energies. They was detached from their emotions. Now they're socially aware of you and the hard work that you're putting in. Take this all as it resonates. They could be idolizing you. They could have acted like they didn't care because that was hard work to be able to connect when they was being indecisive. And that was stop doing so much because they was too busy thinking in their thoughts. They was trying to act. They was working, trying to improve. They didn't know how to work hard. Don't want to disturb. They're now looking now because they was stopping and blocking themselves because they could see that reciprocity. They was trying to block and trying to release. Gluten-free. They was too busy indulging in things that they shouldn't have, causing stress and conflict. You are not your emotions. Now they're in their emotions because they're getting that higher clarity. You have to let go, give higher clarity, start working on yourself, balance your mind, connect to the intuitions, take the actions, keep going forward, listening to the spirit within inside of you. You had to get those telepathic messages when you felt like you was doing too much and you felt indecisive. You gave yourself that love, higher clarity. Take this all as it resonates. Spirit wants to come out. Good spirit. You had to listen to the spirit. And that spirit within inside of you kept on saying, have nurture yourself, love yourself, connect to those emotions, get that higher character, love yourself, because it's deep. And when you connect, that's you connecting to your intuitions. You have to look at your gut feeling. It's what you're valuing. And you have to get that high awareness because that's connection with inside of you. It's your heart. It's reciprocity. And it's that 111, that connection, reciprocity. No one loves you more than me, yourself. No one ever will. You have to connect deep about those roots, because when people love bomb you and give you this controlling steps in your life and make you feel illusions, it's breaking those cycles. It's deep, because that's you having to have that compassion, get balance, use your intuitions, higher clarity, spiritually, connect to the divine and listen to your heart. And that's that ascension. When you're connecting to the spirit, it's that connection, it's that higher clarity, and you're having that awareness. You're able to take the actions forward because it's that spiritual growth. It's higher ascensions and it's two-faced. You see, it was two-faced, and when you was on these blind dates and who was blinding you when you was dating and actions that you was taking. Now you could be have these ascensions and knowing that it was deep and they wasn't ready to reveal their self because they wasn't ready to heal. Because they're breaking these cycles now about this toxic love, because they're having this ascension. They're seeing the people was binding them. Take this all as it resonates, guys, because they was on a side also. Those families, friends, they could have been acting like they was going with love and they was two-faced love bomb. They could be acting like they're trying to fight that breaking point because they're in that toxic love. Take this all as it resonates. Those people, they could have picked up family members and friends. They could have had fake love with them. Take it all as it resonates, and didn't see the flags and the warning signs, ignored the intuitions and put themselves in trouble. And now they're trusting these signs. Which way do I go? Do I move forwards? Because behind the mask, their hidden emotions, they're looking at, because it's concealing. They're afraid they were stuck, all because of their habits. Put themselves in that 10 of Wands to block themselves. They synchronizing with others. That's why they silent. They don't want you to see the loop. So they're seeing that karmic loop, that toxic cycle. They didn't want you to see that. They don't want to tell you the news. They're just watching you, you know. So they don't want to tell you this news. They're watching you. They've got social awareness of you, speaking higher clarity. They didn't have that wisdom. They were spiritually blocked, blind, institutionalized in their mind because of the way how they learned. You're speaking and fucking them right up, lied on themselves. Healed version of me, no longer judging the unhealed. So now their healed version is not judging the unhealed. Every choice is making consequences for me. So now they're seeing, they didn't see those red flags, they're in that awakening. They didn't trust their signs because they're breaking now, that breaking point of the karmic toxic cycles they was hiding. Had to go through the death, ended to start brand new. Now they can see that hard work, and you're not emotional. Your emotions there was at partying at heart because they're revealing those things that they was doing. Take this all as it resonates. Red, orange, yellow, food. Logos, not good. Keep you in lower chakras. So they was in those lower chakras, blocking, not seeing those red flags for the two-faced people. Root, solar plexus, because they was like sexual energies, not nurturing, fight and flight, detached, having that ego in that direct aggressive energy because your attitude, your approach towards life, money, stability, finances, your values, you wasn't what you was valuing. Now they're looking back to what they was valuing, the people in that actual energy and money, possessing, childlike spirit, picking up partners, not being choosing in the right direction, too controlling. I'm walking white, I'm worthy, I have overcome. So you was walking in white, you was worthy with your wings, you was open, overcoming, to be fair. So they're going to tell you now, this twin flame, because they're toxic love. They was having 7 swords because they're going to tell you about these family members and friends who they was avoiding. They was hiding because they was lying in that trickery. People was deceiving behind them. They was deceiving you because they was hiding behind their mask, their emotions, because of their actions and when they was doing certain things in the unknown, because they was aggressive and they weren't transforming. They was controlling, idealistic. They was with around family members and friends that was jealous of you. Take it all as it resonates, because they're getting that higher clarity now. And there was devil energies. They was holding on because of fear, and that was holding on to addictions, mindset towards money, relationships, extra energies, flight intact, lovers, relationships. Now they're looking back and seeing that twin flame relationship with inside of you, because they're getting 1 and 5. Now they're looking back to their hidden self now. They're getting high awareness, hermit. They're getting high clarity, discerning now about the relationship. 12, they was on karmic cycles. They're looking back and using their intuitions, connecting to their emotions. They can see a Queen of Swords. They want to be honest and fair and calm, trapped, because they was objective. They want to tell you about the people in that community that was speaking in bad. They can see that you're independent. You stand with love. You speak in truth. They maybe want to be able to speak truth towards you about these people who's being aggressive and bullying and stress and conflicts, because they was in that childlike spirit. They didn't have spirit. They were spiritually blind, spiritually blocked. 7, spiritually blocked, because they thought they had that great willpower, great strength to be able to block. So now they're seeing about certain actions that this masculine took. They thought they had hidden powers. They thought they had strength. Take it all as it resonates, to be able to control you, because they was in that low dense energetic excitement. Now they want to be able to come and tell you, because they're gaining clarity in regards to people. They're getting that higher awareness. Your lover, they may see you as a part of that lover. They 10 of Swords you. Now they're seeing that defeat, if they betrayed you. They're feeling that battle. They're feeling exhaustion because they're having a tower moment. Because they can see you're that Queen of Swords. Honest, having that truth, power, in strength. And they can see they was out with a Queen of Swords, socializing with them. They was doing spell work, blocking you, causing you stress and conflict. They're having that depth now and that higher clarity. They're coming to let you know all about this. Divine Feminine, family, friends, life, causing distress, negative thoughts, or hindering the ability to be able to live according to the divine will. Those karmics be like a demon. Succubus spirits taking control over them. External influences and oppress residing within them. Those karmics be harassing, trouble, or tormenting those divine feminines and masculines, family members or friends, causing emotional, psychological, physical distress to those divine feminines and masculines. They worry to succeed and bondage to sin, or even a sense of darkness or disagreement, hindering their relationship with you. Those divine feminines and masculines need to resist the karmic. All their schemes, they need to be able to manifest good, fast and resilience. Do good for your will. Ground portal. Those territorial spirits, your national angels guiding you from those demons who be ruling over certain geographical areas in the world. You just be shaking off negative comments or thoughts. You're just in a standing with aligning with your greater purpose. Now those divine feminines and masculines be shaking their negative thoughts patterns to be able to align with you. They see you as their fellow soul treatment, player, teacher, coach, soulmate. You have a meaningful purpose or a place in their life. They see you for a good level of spiritual warfare. They outward manifested those demonic karmic powers or activities and demonic karmic oppressions, karmics, and extrinsic negative influences on those divine feminines and masculines. Take this all as it resonates, because now they're saying that epiphany, that awakening. This could be this Knight of Wands. They may be wanting to be able to come in quick and fast, because I didn't see that. They may be having stress, getting high clarity, needing balance, because they're getting introspection about the people, places, and things. Those illusions. So they're going to come and let you know about these illusions. They're feeling guilty, very guilty, because they're seeing now it's stagnation. They were trying to gain control because they were suppressing. They're getting that epiphany. That's that whole awakening now about the guilt. They rejected and suppressed their emotions because they're now looking at people who was projecting towards you. Take this all as it resonates. Leave the rest for the best. Don't stress.